What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode with Tickets with TJ. I'm freaking hyped up, guys. I'm absolutely loving it right now. We just hit another 10x cash out, man. Another 10x cash out. Another four-man for you. I'm on an 8-0 run. We just hit back-to-back 10x cash outs. So if you put in $5 on two back-to-back 10x cash outs, you're sitting at $500 right now if you rolled that over. Crazy right now. I'm feeling it. We're hot right now. 8-0 run in the NBA. Man, we're heading into Thursday night football with some big time momentum. And I got four picks for you guys today. But before we get into those four picks, I just want to let you guys know I have a winnable store where I give out my best pick every single day, my favorite one, best pick every single day early in that group. So if you guys want access to those picks early before I drop them on YouTube, there'll be a link in the description below of this video to my store so you guys can sign up. And you can see here's my store. Just simple. I have options for a free plan, $14.99 a week for the weekly plan, or $49.99 for the month. You get my VIP picks as well. All right. And for the free picks that I'm giving you all right here, you guys can join and you can get access early to these picks. So if you guys are loving the run that we're on right now, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, join the winnable down below. All right. Now, let us get into today's picks, man. I am absolutely hyped up. Thursday night football divisional matchup. We got the Raiders and the Broncos. All right, let's get right into it. My favorite pick for the first pick of Thursday night football, we are going with reliable Courtland Sutton over 4.5 receptions. All right. Now, here's what I love about Courtland Sutton in the spot. There's a couple things we got going on in this game. All right. As you can see right here, Marvin Mims is out for this game with a concussion. So that leads one to believe, oh, okay. Well, Courtland Sutton should probably get some more receptions. He's also hit this in 6 out of his last 10 games, going back to last year. And if we see down here, the target share, all right, Marvin Mims had about 10% of the target share this season. So you can expect Courtland Sutton to get probably another 1 to 2, maybe 3 targets. That probably converts to another reception or 2 at least. That's going to be huge for this. That's going to help put us right over that 1, I think. I have a very good feeling this ends up right at 5. You just kind of have that feeling. That's where I'm at right now. So Courtland Sutton already getting 20% of the target share. Probably eat up some of that. He's going to get at least another target or 2. And this Broncos offense, not necessarily the best by a ton of standards, but they do like to pass the ball, 213 passing yards a game. And if we look here, Courtland Sutton has exceeded 4.5 receptions in 4 of his last 5 games at home. So Bo Nix loves throwing to Courtland Sutton at home in the Mile High Stadium. All right. Also, what I really love about this pick, which I probably should have started with, honestly, but I wanted to save the best for last. Look at this Raiders defense is god awful. I mean, they are just so bad. Receptions allowed 22.8. That's 21st in the league. And if we look at the wide receiver matchup, 14.6 receptions allowed to receivers per game, 30th of 32 in the league. This plays perfectly into this matchup for Courtland Sutton. Bo Nix going to be wanting to throw it all to him all game. So I love this pick. This is my favorite pick of the play for our first pick. Now, let's get into the second pick, all right? Moving on, we got Brock Bowers over 69.5 receiving yards. Now, this kind of goes against trend. Brock Bowers' first game back off injury in that last game against the Jags in that overtime loss. So don't really have a ton of good trend information as of recent because he's been injured. But, 127 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns coming back. This Raiders offense looks dead without him. They're going to need him in this game. Now, I understand Broncos defense has been very good. Giving up 213 receiving yards a game. That's top 10 in the league, but they're worse against tight ends, allowing an average of 53 yards a game. But Brock Bowers is one of the most electric tight ends in the league. He basically doubles as he's like a hybrid wide receiver tight end, just he's got that athleticism, that speed, explosiveness. So, I really like for him to go over. I also think the Raiders are just going to be passing a lot in this game. They're going to be kind of playing from behind. Broncos are significantly better than this Raiders team. But also divisional matchups, so sometimes you got to throw out the records when it comes to that. But I still think the Raiders are going to be down in this game and kind of trying to come back into it. So looking at target share, also Jacoby Myers was traded. Remember, so the Raiders lost the Jags in overtime, and then after that game, the Raiders traded Jacoby Myers to the Jags. Crazy. And Jacoby Myers had 20% of the target share for the Raiders. I mean, so now you're like, oh, this makes so much sense. Brock Bowers going to eat up these targets. I mean, 20% of the targets that's going to go to Trey Tucker and Brock Bowers. Like, easy. These guys are going to be eating it up. So Brock Bowers is definitely going to get the chances. It's just, will he get the yards, So, I mean, I really love this pick. I know it's not like necessarily a data trend pick, but he's coming back. He had a great game coming back off injury. Knee seems to look great. I love for Brock Bowers to get over 69.5 receiving yards. All right. Now, so those are our first two picks. And guys, if you're loving what you're seeing, please join the Winnable group. You get my first free pick every single day. All right. Every single day, I'm dropping a free pick in there. You get it before the YouTube drops. All right. So you can build your picks all around my picks if you want. I mean, I'm hot right now. I'm feeling good. Let's get into the last two picks. All right. Now we're going with Bo Nix over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Okay. And looking at the insights for this stat, Bo Nix has seeded 1.5 passing touchdowns in 5 of his last 6 games at home, averaging over 2.5 passing touchdowns at home. All right. Per game. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's kind of plays into what I've been kind of talking about earlier. Like, this Raiders defense is just so garbage that Bo Nix probably going to have a field day. I mean, I think Cortland Sutton's probably going to score in the end zone. Running back will probably catch one. Who knows? RJ Harvey will probably catch one out in the flat and run for like 20 yards. I mean, this Raiders defense stinks. I think this is a great opportunity for Bo Nix to keep it rolling. As you can see here, these last few games at home, that this Broncos offense is clicking. If you have been watching, not just data wise, but if you've just been passing the eye test, the Broncos absolutely passed that eye test as well. And the Broncos pass 58% of the time, over 42%, so that helps favor us as well with the throwing opportunities. Also, something to be a little bit of note, but nothing too crazy. The Broncos are top 10 in red zone efficiency at just about 68%. So when the Broncos do get in the red zone, they are usually scoring touchdowns. So that is very helpful for this. All right. I think 1.5 should be a good amount. Bo Nix probably throw for 2 or 3 touchdowns. I absolutely love this in the spot. Bo Nix loves throwing touchdowns at home. So that is pick number 3 for us. All right. Now let's get into the final pick. All right. To complete the 4-man, we have Ashton Jeanty over 78.5 rushing and receiving yards. Now, you're probably thinking, this probably isn't the best pick in the world because this Raiders offense in general and their offensive line kind of stinks. Very true. But like I mentioned earlier, if we go down here, Jacoby Myers was traded away. That's 20% of the targets as a team that's getting eaten up. I think this is a good opportunity for Ashton Jeanty to also get a little bit more target share. Even if this means just like 1 or 2 more catches, that's a good opportunity for a screenplay or a big play to blow up. And Ashton Jeanty finishes with like 30 or 40 receiving yards, and then he doesn't really need to run the ball as much. Kind of hoping that the Raiders will get out to a lead, maybe on the first possession, their 15-play script or whatever it is. They kind of get in the end zone and maybe Ashton Jeanty breaks off a decent run, and then the Broncos kind of have to play catch up, so they're able to run the ball as much and they're not throwing from behind. So I love Ashton Jeanty to go over in this as well. Also, as you can see here, Ashton Jeanty has exceeded 79.5 rushing and receiving yards in 4 of his last 5 games, averaging 94.6 rushing and receiving yards per game. Absolutely bonkers. And you can see his last 5, he's hit 4 out of the last 5 too. I mean, look at this. I mean, just great stuff from Ashton Genty. And look, we're getting at the line we're getting the line actually on PrizePicks at 78.5 is what I got it at. All right. But I would play it to 79.5 too. I think Ashton Genty goes over that as well. All right, guys. That is all I have for today. Those 4 picks. So just to recap really quick. We have Cortland Sutton over 4.5 receptions, Brock Bowers over 69.5 receiving yards, Bo Nix over 1.5 touchdowns, passing touchdowns, and Ashton Genty over 78.5 rushing and receiving yards. Guys, if you love these picks, please, once again, join the Winnable. It's free. It's free. You get my best pick of the day for free. For free. It's free. You get it before everyone on YouTube. You get it before so you can build all your picks around it. All right? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow for more picks.